another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Guys, if you want to be a part of the Wealth Builders financial community on Patreon, where I'm giving out the real game, you got to get yourself down to the description box. First link, which is the Wealth Builders Financial Community Patreon link. Click on it. It'll take you over to Patreon, and then come sign up and join the Wealth Builders. We're the fastest growing financial community on Patreon. None of us are experts. None of us try to tell you what to do. We're just a community of 2,000 regular people trying to get to financial freedom and create that passive income so that we don't have to work for the rest of our lives. If you feel like that's something that you'd like to join or kick the tires on, get down in the description box, click on that first link, which is that Wealth Builders Financial Community Patreon link, and then send me a DM to let me know that you're there, and let's go to work. Also, Webull is giving some cash bonus reward to anybody who decides to open up a new Webull brokerage account. Second link down in the description box. Click on that Webull link. Open up your new brokerage account. Put you some money in there, and they got 4 or 5 different cash reward bonus options for you people that decide to open up your brokerage account with Webull. Go check them out. All right, man. Today I'm back at it again. I'm bringing you today an $11 stock that potentially could change some lives. It could change some lives. Now, disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. For those of you who are not comfortable making your own investment decisions, my recommendation is you go out and you speak to a licensed financial advisor that can help you make investment decisions. Because I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy on YouTube who's sharing an idea, right? Sharing a concept. So please understand that. Before you do anything, you make sure you go out and do your own homework and or go out and seek professional help before you do anything, because I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, so here's the deal. This company right here got on my radar, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago. Somebody in my Wealth Builders financial community dropped it in our community chat. And I said, well, let me do a little bit of homework on this thing because it might change my life forever. I don't know, but let me do a little homework. Once I did my homework, I got excited about it. And once I got excited about it, I said, you know something? I got to share this with the folks on my YouTube channel. Again, not that I'm some expert. I just did a little research and I got excited about this company. So I decided I'd share it with you guys. And you go out and do your own homework and see if you get excited about it. But the name of that company is Intuitive Machines. Now we're going to talk about who this company is. We're going to talk about some of the competitors. We're going to talk about the numbers, right? The numbers are important. And then the fourth thing we're going to talk about is where is this company headed? And if Richard Fain decides to jump in, what can I expect over the next 12 months, right? So fair. We're going to go through those 4 points and we're going to do it pretty quickly so we can get you guys out of here, because all of us have busy schedules and nobody wants to sit in a YouTube video for an hour. So we're going to be out of here, button this thing up pretty quick. Number one thing we want to talk about is who is this company? So let's go ahead and figure that out right now. Here we go. Intuitive Machines is an American company headquartered in Houston, Texas, that specializes in developing space products and services for lunar and deep space exploration. The company was founded in 2013 by 3 individuals. You go out and do the homework on that and figure out who those three individuals are, but it was started by three individuals. Here are some key aspects of Intuitive Machine. What is the company's focus? Here we go. The company's mission is to open access to the moon for the progress of humanity through various services, including lunar access, orbital services, luminar data, and space products and infrastructure. NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services. They call that CLPS initiative. Intuitive Machine is involved in NASA's, let me stop right there. Anytime you're a company that's involved with NASA, my antennas go up. See, my antennas go up anytime I hear a company that's partnered with NASA. For you folks that are not from the United States, maybe you're from some other country, NASA is our space program here in the United States. That's our space program, NASA. And if this company is partnered with NASA, America's space program, I think that's a positive, in my opinion. But let me keep going here. So Intuitive Machine is involved in NASA's CLPS initiative for the Artemis program and builds Nova C lunar landers for delivering scientific instruments and technology demonstrations to the moon. Let me get this straight. Not only are they partnered with NASA, but they're taking scientific instruments and technology to the moon. How many of y'all been to the moon? I certainly haven't been to the moon. But man, I like what I'm hearing so far. Historic lunar landing. In February 2024, Intuitive Machines Nova C lander, right, was the first U.S. commercial spacecraft to achieve an uncrewed lunar landing since 1972. Guys, that's a big accomplishment. No human beings in there. Just the rocket ship and AI. That's basically what it was. And that hadn't been done, man, since 1972. Although it was a rough landing, resulting in a lander tipping over, it was partially successful with some instruments remaining functional and data collected. Luminar Data Network, which is LDN. Intuitive Machines is developing the LDN, a private network to support Luminar missions and future Luminar space needs, using Luminar data relay satellites for continuous data relay services. So what are some future missions? Intuitive Machines has future Luminar missions planned, including a IM-2 and an IM-3 aimed at advancing Luminar exploration and contributing to the Luminar economy. The IM-2 mission landed in March 2025, carried the Micronova Hopper, while IM-3 is planned for early 2026 to deploy data relay satellites. It's a publicly traded company, and it became publicly traded in February of 2023. Pretty good. Intuitive Machine plays a significant role in the commercial space industry, particularly in luminar exploration and the development of a luminar economy. Pretty good stuff, man. I like everything about this company so far. You got to go out and do your own homework and figure out if you like the story, if you believe in the story, if you believe in the potential. You got to go out and figure that one out. But I wanted to give you at least who this company is. I love the fact that they are partnered with NASA. That's a big dog. That's big dog, guys. I'm telling you, that is big dog. Now, who are some of their competitors? I'm not going to go into all of them, but y'all can go out and do your own research and figure that out. But they do have some competitors. Companies like Firefly Aerospace is a competitor. Luminar Outpost is a competitor, right? Orbit Beyond is a competitor. Redwire Corporation also competes in related areas like satellite systems, space-related technologies. So those are a little bit of their competition. So there are other companies out there in that space. But so far, so good for me. I like what I've read. Now, let's look at some numbers, because now here's where the rubber meets the road for me. Great. All the backstory, who they are, who are some of the competitors, all that is peachy keen. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is, can I put my money in this company, and do I feel comfortable long term that my money will compound and grow? That's the key, right? So let's look at the numbers. Currently, right now, the stock price is $11.14, right? Now, currently, this company has a market cap of 1.94 billion. So that is considered a small cap company. So your small cap companies will run from 500 million in market cap up to 2 billion in market cap. So this is still a little baby company that's trying to figure out how to crawl. It ain't even walking yet. It's still in the crawling state. It's trying to figure out how to crawl. It's a baby company. But I like that it's paired with NASA. And I like that it's in the aerospace industry. I like that it's taking stuff out of our orbit to the moon. I like that kind of stuff, right? It's very interesting. Less than a $2 billion market cap, right? Let's look at some more numbers. And these are the numbers, the quarterly financials, guys, ending March 2025. So pretty recent. Revenue, 62.52 million. That's a year-over-year decrease of 14.61%. That's not good, right? That's not good, but that doesn't tell the whole story, so I can't just stop there. But I'm not liking that part. I'm not liking that revenue did not grow year over year based on these numbers. Let's go to the next one. Net income. Net income was $513,000. That is a year-over-year increase of 100.43%. So they actually revenue pulled back slightly, but net income improved drastically, over 100% year over year. That's good news, right? A little bit concerned that revenue year over year actually decreased, but I'm super, super excited that net income year over year increased over 100%. That's good news. Net profit margin, 0.82%. Year over year, 100.5% increase. Love those two metrics. Don't like the revenue metric, but I love the net income and the net profit margin. Love them, love them, love them, right? So what does that mean? It's a baby company that's still out here crawling. It don't even know how to walk yet. Question is, how fast can it go from crawling to walking to running? That's the key. That's what I got to figure out as I continue to dive into this company to see if it's something that's a right fit for me that could change my life for the better. I got to keep working on that, right? But here's where we are with the 52-week high, $24.95. That's the 52-week high. That's pretty impressive. Here's the 52-week low, $3.15. So here's what I'm thinking. The stock price right now is $11 in that $11 range. The 52-week high is almost $25 a share. 52-week low, $3.15 a share. I think anytime I see a company that can achieve a certain price per share on their stock, but then they pull back, that just tells me that there is some momentum behind this company. And what happens, in my opinion, guys, and again, this is not me trying to be some expert, because I'm not. I'm just a regular guy on YouTube giving you my opinion. Again, if you're not comfortable making your own financial decisions, please go out and get you a professional financial advisor to help you. All right. Anytime I see a company like this, baby company, small cap, with some momentum behind it, because the stock price would have never got to $25 a share if they didn't have some type of optimism, some type of momentum, some type of potential that investors are excited about. That's the reason it got to 25. Now, it didn't stay there because why? The market rejected it. The overall market rejected it, but that doesn't mean there are not investors out there that like this company. Clearly they are. But the overall market rejected that price when it got to 25 a share. That's why it came back down. And why? Because they rejected it. What the market would accept is what? $11 a share. That's what the market will accept right now. Because why? That's where it actually opened at. It opened at $11.22 today, right? The high was $11.31. The low so far today is $10.72. But if we go back and we take a look at where the stock price closed at yesterday, we'll go to Yahoo Finance and get a nice little indication of where this puppy closed at yesterday, because that tells me what the market really believes the stock price is at this point. That doesn't mean it won't go higher or go lower. It could. I'm just saying right now, here's where the market feels comfortable with this stock. Let's see. So if I go look at this puppy, let's see here, and then I'm gonna go down to historical data, and it'll give me the stock price over the last the last year, trading days. So yesterday, on July 21st, it opened at $12.46, and it closed at $11.25. So today, it opened at $11.20, and it's currently hovering in the low 11s. So for a guy like me looking at this thing, and I'm asking myself, is the trend my friend, or is the trend not my friend? See, the trend doesn't appear to be my friend right now, because the stock price seems like it's coming down, right? So in my opinion, the trend is not my friend. Now, that doesn't mean it's not worth buying. But what that means for me personally is I have to be careful and do a little bit more research and figure out, what really is the landing spot. And as I go through the last several months, starting in around May of this year, this thing started to moving. Because if you go back to May 12th, this thing opened at $9.86. May 13, it opened at $11.10. May 14, $11.90. And it's been in the $11 range or the $12 range or the high $10 range ever since, from an opening price, right? So that means for me, when I'm looking at this thing over the last several months, probably mid-May to right now, what's that? June, July, last couple of months, the market right now is saying anywhere from $11 to, a little bit under $13 is sort of the sweet spot for this thing. But lately, it's been trending towards more the 11 instead of the 12. So there's a little bit of optimism, a little bit of enthusiasm starting to decline on this thing a little bit, right? Which is not unusual in my opinion when you get companies like this, right? It's not unusual. Little baby company, still in the crawling stage, still a small cap. Revenue year over year based on March 2025 quarterly financials actually decreased by slightly. But good news is net income increased and net margin increase. So those are two good things in my opinion. But got to do a little bit more homework. So I said to myself, Got to do more homework, but before I do more homework, let me go out here as part of my homework and see what the experts are saying. What are the experts saying about this company? Since I'm not an expert, right? I'm just a regular guy on YouTube. I'm not an expert. So I needed to go out and see what the experts are saying about this stock price over the next 12 months. Because if I'm going to get in this thing and plant a seed, a long-term growth seed, I want to make sure over the next 12 months, 24 months, what the professionals believe this stock price will do, which in turn will help me make a more educated decision. So here we go. The average 12-month price target for Intuitive Machines, and that's ticker symbol LUNR, right? I know I ain't got no fancy stuff on the screen here like y'all used to from the other YouTube people. I don't know how to do any of that, so I can just give it to you like this. L is in Larry, U is in under, N is in Nancy, R is in Richard. That's the ticker symbol. So the average 12-month price target for Intuitive Machines is around $15.44. Listen, man. According to the experts, the average price target, I'm talking about the 12-month average price target is $15.44. What is it trading at today? $11, in the low $11. I don't know. The last time, listen, I wasn't very good at math, but the basic stuff, I was pretty decent at. 1544 minus, what is it trading at right now? $11 and some change, like 11.15. 1544 minus 11.15. Man, that sounds like that's about a $4 upside just on the average over the next 12 months. Again, guys, ain't nothing guaranteed, ain't nothing etched in stone. This is what the professionals are saying, not me. If you're not comfortable making your own financial decisions, go get your financial advisor and run this by them. Don't, you know what I'm saying? So this is the experts. They said $15.44 is the next 12 month average price target. Now that range varies. Some analysts as low as $10.50, and some analysts as high as $21.50. Even at the low end, guys,